And all of the books from all 5 hauls were ordered or bought within about a 2-week span, which is just ridiculous. So I have done my book spending for forever. Now, as much of a spending spree splurge fest as I went on, it really wasn't too bad. So anyway, I'll get right into it. This is the final book closeouts haul, so I had ended up placing 3 orders, which is ridiculous, but whatever. You've seen all my explanations in the other videos, so I'm not going to justify it anymore. These are the books that I got in my final book closeouts haul. Soul Thief by Jana Oliver. I have been wanting this one for a while. I picked up Demon Trapper's Daughter a while back on a whim. It was just, I think, half off for the paperback, so like 4 something, and I had heard pretty good things about it, and I thought, well, you know what, I'll give it a try, and loved it. I ate it up. I just tore through it. Riley was really engaging, great main character for me, and I loved the world building. So as soon as I finished it, I was like, oh, I need Soul Thief, I need book 2. So I've been trying to kind of keep an eye out for it, you know, at a good bargain shopper price. So this was in book closeouts, and I think it was half off of like $3, so $1.50 what? Possessed by Gretchen McNeil. I was talking to Bunny Cates and Lindsay the book vlogger on Twitter about book closeouts and how we're all ridiculous spenders. And Lindsay had found signed copies of Possess on book closeouts, and this was already after I had placed my second order, so I didn't intend to go back, and I didn't, you know, go back and check out these signed copies. And then a couple days later when I got an email asking me if I still wanted some things that were apparently deleted from my cart and I didn't mean to, I realized yes, I did want those, so while I was at it, I figured I would look up Possess. The signed copies were gone, so mine's not signed, unfortunately, but I don't care. It's still such a pretty cover, and I've heard such good things, and I love Gretchen's vlogs on the YA Rebels channel, so definitely looking forward to this. Madapple by Christina Meldrum. You may recall this from my last book chat, which was underrated and underknown books. This is rated well. It was a William Morris finalist, so people that have read it and critics do tend to really like it, but just not enough people know about it, and I love it, but I didn't own a copy yet, so I went ahead and got it. Unfortunately, this one's paperback, and I prefer the hardcover because this beautiful background wraps all the way around the hardcover, and so it's this great wide panel scene, and I love it. It's just breathtaking, but the cover itself is pretty enough to keep me happy, I guess. Plus the book is awesome. Flawless by Laura Chapman. This is a retelling of the Cyrano de Bergerac story, which I love because I'm a nerd. And so this went straight on my wish list as soon as I heard about it, because I love a good modern retelling of anything classic, but especially Cyrano, something like that that's sort of, again, underknown or underappreciated in this day. If you're not familiar with Cyrano de Bergerac, you may be familiar with the movie Roxanne, which has, what's his face in it? Steve Martin in it. But anyway, that was a modern adaptation of it, as is this, and it's told from a female perspective, which generally Cyrano stories and adaptations are not, so I'm looking forward to that. Plus I think it's a really interesting cover, especially if you're familiar with the Cyrano story. The Splendor Falls by Rosemary Clement Moore. I don't know too much about this one other than that I love the title, and so it kind of popped up on my radar because of that. And I didn't like the original cover, but I really do like this one. Even though it's kind of stock feeling, it's really pretty, so I can't help but like it. And gloomy and a little weird, and I do like that. So looking forward to this one, just on, you know, random impulse buy appeal, and the fact that it was super cheap. Elsewhere by Gabrielle Zevin. I have talked a bit about the Birthright series by Zevin, all these things I've done, and Because It Is My Blood. And every time I talk about those, people tell me, oh, I haven't read that yet, but I read Elsewhere and loved it. Pops up every single time. It seems like everyone's read Elsewhere and everyone loves it. I haven't heard anything bad about it. I've had a friend who's been pushing this book on me for years. Years and years and years. She's been trying to get me to read this. And for whatever reason I wasn't interested. I think just because of the snow globe. For some reason I thought that it was going to be standard contemporary tearjerker about death. And then when I actually started looking into it, it sounds really fascinating. And now that I have read Zevin and know how well she handles characters and odd scenarios, I'm actually really looking forward to it. So had to snatch that one up. That was the book that I got emailed about saying, hey, don't you want me anymore? Yes, I do. The Realm of Possibility by David Levithan. I talked in one of the other book calls about how I've never read anything by David Levithan, even though I have a lot of books by him. And I have a few friends that push him hardcore. And a while back, Shalina from Muggleborn had reviewed this and made it sound really, really good. And it ended up being like 98 cents or something ridiculous, so even though I haven't read him and don't know necessarily whether his style is going to work for me, I felt confident enough in it to spend 98 cents for sure. And I trust, the people that have pushed it on me, and, Shalina made it sound great, so I am looking forward to that. As I say about every book, I have a lot of things I'm looking forward to, and not enough time. Story of my life. So that was it for this book haul. As I said, much shorter, much more manageable one. That's like a normal person spending spree right there, instead of my 40 other books that I bought. So that is the last book haul for a while. I will be going to a signing in August, so I will have more books coming then for sure. Or at least I'll be showing you some that I own that I'm gonna go get signed. But beyond that, unless it's like a random book I get in the mail or a review book, something for Austin in August maybe, I'm gonna just chill the F out because I've gone overboard with the bookage and I really have nowhere to put those. Nowhere. I'm telling you. Hoarder's Biotape. That was all for me. If you did your own book haul, you can leave me a link. I'll try to check it out and let me know what you think of the books that I got, if you've read them, if you love them, whatever it may be. As always, thanks for watching and happy reading!